Looking more closely now at the product element of the marketing mix for Unit 1, so you need to consider the products that a small business is likely to offer. Now, usually these are given to you in the kind of case study that you're looking at, and you'll be easily able to identify maybe extension strategies or things like that. But what I'm going to focus on is some key definitions for this one and how a business could alter the products to meet customer needs. So key definitions coming up now. So product range is just the group of products that a business makes or sells. So, in a way you could just think about it as the list of the different products that they sell. And a key question is, why would businesses have a product range rather than just relying on one product to bring in all of their revenue? And the idea is it appeals to more customers, so that the business may be able to sell more and make more revenue. And also we know that over time products come and they go out of fashion. So if you're very reliant on one product, you might find that your business starts to get less revenue over time as that product goes out of fashion. So here are some big businesses, and they have huge product ranges, or what they would probably call product portfolios. So here's a little look at some of the products that Cadbury sell, but not all of them, but huge different range, should appeal to a lot of different type of people. Land Rover as well. They have, I suppose, definitely a smaller product range than Cadbury's, and they're probably appealing to a smaller range of people because it is at the top end of the market, the products that they sell. Kellogg's, here are just a few of them, but there are, if you put this into Google, Kellogg's product range or product portfolio, you get absolutely loads of different products, and there are ones that you won't have even heard of because they're just sold in different countries and they're not particularly sold in the UK. And L'Oreal, just a few of their product ranges, but not all of them at all. And they'll again have different ones that they sell in different countries that you're not aware of. So product differentiation, another key term, and we went over this when we looked at business ideas as well. So this is attempting to make your product stand out from the competition. So it could be a unique selling point that nobody else has. And what's really important, again, is to be able to explain, well, why would businesses want to do this? So here are a few reasons to make the product seem unique. So maybe customers are willing to pay more for it. And maybe you're exploiting a gap in the market, to make sure that it's more memorable to customers, so that they can recognise the product as well. So they see it maybe advertised and then think, oh great, that's that product that I saw advertised that I really wanted, when they see it in a shop. And again, to make it more recognisable so that it doesn't get confused with another product. So customers maybe see your advertising and then they go into a shop, but because there's another product that looks really similar, they buy that instead. Now the problem with that is it's great for the other business because they haven't had to pay for that advertising, but you've paid for the advertising, and then the person that's seen it, the customer, has seen it, so it's worked, they've gone into the shop, so it's still working, but then they've bought an alternative product from another company. So you've spent lots of money and you've not got the sales from that. So if we think about these as well, how do these products differentiate themselves from the competition? So Vanish washing powder, it is very brash, big, bold colours that Vanish tend to use, but they're one of those companies that are one of the market leaders. They're not necessarily unique, but the market leaders for like stain removal and keeping whites white. Beats headphones, obviously have got this Beats brand around them. I don't think they're top of the market in terms of price, but speaking to people that are very into their music, they're not necessarily the best sound quality that you can get. I'm sure they're really good sound quality before anybody gets annoyed with me, but they're not, the best in the market, but a lot of it's around the branding of it. Red Bull, very high caffeine content, and then the Dyson, this Dyson in particular, is cordless. So that's a not necessarily unique thing on the market, but definitely differentiates itself from other vacuum cleaners. So when we're thinking about small businesses, a good thing that small businesses can do is adapt their product to meet the needs of the customer. So for example, here are just a few examples I've actually picked out of the textbook, but some cafes can really adapt their menu to provide gluten-free options or low-calorie options, or they could adapt the menu to, you know, size up a starter to make it a main course portion, or take some of the ingredients out, or adapt the product to make it into a child's portion. And small businesses tend to be a little bit more flexible about these things than your larger businesses, so they're able to adapt more easily, and they're sometimes more eager to please because they don't have as many customers, so they really need to satisfy the customers that they do have. Some shops might provide delivery services for their products, or they might be able to specially order a product for you if they don't have it in stock. And maybe some local cinemas. Some of the big cinemas actually do this as well, but some local cinemas offer baby-friendly movies in the middle of the day, so parents can go and their babies can cry and it's not going to upset anybody particularly. But this is a kind of important area to look at, where how you can easily adapt products to meet customers' needs so they're more willing to come back and spend more money. Here's that section actually, being able to explain why it's important to adapt products so it appeals to more customers. Customers may be willing to pay a higher price for it, more revenue, more profit, and so on and so on. So the key thing, or examples that I'd suggest you do, is when you next out and about shopping and you're particularly in a small business, maybe in a cafe, have a look through the menu and see, does it say anything like please ask if you've got dietary requirements, or we could change, or how flexible do you think they'd be if you wanted something slightly different on the menu, or you wanted them to kind of adapt the drink that you're ordering or something. And try and pick out examples of where businesses adapt their products. And then one thing I'd recommend you do for your revision is look through case studies, past paper case studies, and it's usually a scenario with one person or two people that have set up a business, and then they're talking about the products they offer. Think about ways that they could adapt so that some of those products slightly so that they appeal to more customers. It could be about the design of the product or the service. It could be maybe about the pricing of it. You know, remember that student discounts are an adaptation of it, maybe more of a pricing adaptation, but an adaptation to appeal to different groups of customers.